Probably the most important baseball in my collection. I searched for this ball for like 20 years. I was looking for a 1927 New York Yankee team ball. The New York Yankees of 1927 are considered to this day to be the greatest baseball team of all time. They were world champions, and many of the players who played on that team were members now of the Hall of Fame. But and in addition to that, one of the things of interest about this baseball, there's a signature on there of a fellow by the name of Andy Cohen. And in my younger years, he was the manager of the Denver Bears baseball club, and he had been on that 1927 Yankee team. Another interesting story about it is, as I told you, I searched for years to find that ball. Finally found it with a dealer in Dallas, Texas. I took it home to looked at my encyclopedia to check if all the names on the baseball were on the 1927 Yankee roster. And I found one name that I couldn't find anyplace. There was one name on the baseball, and the name was Ray Miller. He was not on any of the listings of the team. And so I called the dealer back, and the dealer said, "Well, what did you think of the baseball?" And I said, "Well, it's great, but there's a name on there." He says, "I know, Ray Miller." And I said, "Well," he said, "that's what makes your baseball worth more than most baseballs that are collected and represent the 1927 Yankees." And then he proceeded to tell me this story that if I had a picture of the 1927 Yankee team that was taken, I should get it. And I did have one, and I do have one here. It's right here. And he said, "Look at that picture." And he says, "Look at the fella standing right next to Babe Ruth in the picture, and then look at the bottom of the picture and see his name." And I looked, and sure as heck, it was Ray Miller. And I said, "How come he's not on the roster?" And he said, "Well, it's an interesting story." He said Ray Miller had a tryout with the Yankees on that particular day, and he was there when they took the team picture, and they took him as part of the team picture. But he says, aside from that, he said, what makes it so valuable is that Ray Miller was one of the original Four Horsemen of Notre Dame.